another episode of the ME7 Breakfast Show with me, Matt. Well, it's still hard to take from the obviously the loss over the weekend. Obviously, dealing with all that possession going forward, Macaulay Bonne with 3 glorious chances, unable to find the back of the net. But look, Macaulay, I do believe you. It will come. You will score for us soon, and then I think they will come flying in. But that is unfortunate. As always, coming up on the show, we're going to have a bit of a recap of news events that have gone on in the week, including a massive win for the Gillingham under-18s, I believe it was, at Beechings Cross last Saturday, but I'm not too sure if I mentioned it on the last one. Obviously, the Player of the Week coming up. On to some comments and questions as well. And a really big one coming up for you guys this week. Keep an eye out on our YouTube channel. Owen and James are going to be bringing you something really, really special in a few days. So keep an eye on the YouTube channel. That's all coming up this week, guys. Let's get on to the news. So onto the news, and bear with me. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a different setup. So I managed to get my laptop working again, which was amazing. Thank you guys that fixed it. So yes, onto the big one. So last Saturday, Gillingham under-18s won 8-2 against Brentford. Now, forgive me, I'm probably going to completely butcher the names. Kai Garrett scored 4 goals. Jimmy Hessman 2. Wilder Wild 1, and Louis Dial, sorry, apologies if I completely pronounced that wrong, with a goal each as well. What a fantastic performance by the guys. Well done. 8 goals, 8-2. I mean, yeah, what a scoreline that is. On to injury news. Obviously, I think a couple of the big ones. Dom Jeffrey is back on the pitch training now, which is amazing. I think he's only done 1 session so far. 1 session is better than no sessions, obviously, at the end of the day. Lewis Walker, he played 32 minutes on Tuesday against Dartford. 32 minutes is better than nothing. I think the biggest thing we've had recently come out in terms of injuries is Ollie Hawkins. So he did, obviously he was on the bench last week. Unfortunately, he played against Dartford. Didn't last very long at all. Reoccurrence of the injury, looks like he could be out for another 6 weeks or so. George Lapsley did travel up with the boys. It did look like there was a chance that he could have been on the bench on Saturday, but the medical team decided let's not risk it. Let's give it another week, and so he should be back next week. And Johnny Williams, who was missing again, I believe that was just an illness that's lasted all week. So again, fingers crossed. Hopefully he'll be fine very soon. Big one in terms of Kent Cup. Actually, this is something I do love, a bit of Kent Cup action. Obviously, for those of you who do not know, we have drawn Maidstone United. October the 17th is the game. It is at the Gallagher Stadium, so it's a nice away trip. 500 tickets is what we've been allocated to. 30 of those which are seated. So look, if you are really interested, get onto the Gillingham page, get your tickets. Good old Kent game. Again, it's a great chance for players to get a run out and have some more minutes. Onto that, obviously, other ticketing news. Pompey as well for the EFL Trophy, October the 10th. Tickets are now available for that. So again, get down, support the boys. Look, again, it could be a chance for us to get through to Wembley. You never know. But obviously, yeah, Pompey coming up on October the 10th. Now, I'm going to come to actually this next story in a minute. We'll go back to Dartford. So Dartford are coming down. So the B team are going to be playing a game against Dartford on Tuesday night at Priestfield. Look, you might think it's a B team, why bother? Look, there's some really good young guys that are going to be on the pitch. There's also a chance for some first teamers. I'm assuming players like Max Clark will probably get some minutes. Maybe even players like Don Jeffrey, maybe even George Lapsley might get some minutes just to prepare him for the weekend. Look, get down there, support the guys. I think Neil said it in his interview, and I think it summed it up. It's perfect. It's a chance for you guys to go and watch some football and not care about whatever the result will be. Look, obviously, the result on Saturday, we all care about that. That one hurts. Obviously, we were so close. You know, Shad right at the end had the chance to at least get us a point, but we've walked away with nothing. But this game on Tuesday is a real good opportunity for you guys to see some of the young and up and coming players. So please get down there and support the lads. Obviously something I'm sure 99% of you guys know. Kane and Odell obviously passed away in the week. He was a massive Jules fan. I had the chance to meet him once at Jules. Lovely guy. I can't say I knew him personally, but look, on behalf of everyone here at the ME7 podcast, I would like to say, sort of, obviously, sending my love and condolences to Kane's family, and obviously, we're so sorry for your loss, guys. Now, the last bit of news I'm going to get onto, and again, I think this is a big one. This was one that definitely deserves some chatting about. If you haven't heard, the club have recently been fined for sections of the crowd, using foul and abusive and sexist language. I think it was last year against Sutton away on the 29th of December and Colchester United on the 26th of December. Thank you, laptop, for being right here and helping me out here. Look, the under section. So I've got just a quick brief here. So under section E21.4, the club have received a monetary fine of £12,500. Additionally, the club was presented with an action plan to help support its efforts to prevent any recurrence of misconduct. The Football Association's full findings and decisions was published today. So this was published the other day. So if you don't know about it, please get on there and check it out. Look, guys, yeah, I understand you might think you pay your money, you can get to say what you want, but look, you can't nowadays. You just can't. As much as it might be, sometimes a bit of banter, maybe it's just you've had a couple of beers or whatever. I think the biggest thing that we need to take from this is there is a very, very high chance that if this happens again, it's going to be, a fine that's twice the amount. And if it happens one more time, it could turn into a points deduction. And look, come the end of the season, points really do matter. If we're there or thereabouts, losing 3 points, even more could be key. So look, bit of banter, that's fine, I get it, but come on, guys, let's stop the sexist comments and everything. So I'm sorry to end the news on a bad note like that, but look, guys, thank you for obviously watching this news section. We're going to get on now to Player of the Week. I know obviously we didn't have a great performance, but actually you might enjoy these Player of the Weeks. It might be a bit of a guessing game for you guys, but we'll get on to that next, and that is coming up, and then we've got your comments, guys. So on to Player of the Week time now. As I said, I like to mix it up here a bit. So I'm going to give you two options that you guys will 100% definitely know, and one I'm going to throw at you. You might not know, but let's give it a shot. So, guys, your two players that you will know, we're going to go with Connor Mahoney and Connor Masterson. And Kai Garrett, I'd love to throw him in there. He scored 4 goals against Brentford last weekend. Be told he's a real good young player, up and coming, really good one to look out for. So your 3 players of the week are Connor Mahoney, Connor Masterson, and Kai Garrett. So, comments and question time. Obviously this gives you guys a chance to send in any comments and questions you have for me, and I will do my best to try and answer them as a beloved Jules fan. So, Robert Hawley. So, this was during the podcast we did the other night. Obviously, if you haven't listened, please listen back. Seemed to be a very even game. My concern isn't the fact that we lost, it's that we should be dominating teams of the calibre of Doncaster. Our chances all were mainly half chances. We didn't make it a clear-cut chance. look, not to dig him up a hole, Macaulay Bonne had 3 clear-cut chances, I think. Obviously, the one literally right at the start of the game, there was another one which came to him, which he wasn't great effort, and then the one he blasted over. Should we be dominating teams like Doncaster? I don't think. Away from home, no. At home, 100%. I think, yeah, we Fortress Priestfield and all that, we should be dominating any team that comes to Priestfield. I think. I don't think it was a poor performance, but I don't think it was our best performance. Let's just put it that way. And again, look, I've got to say credit to Doncaster because, I mean, to lose to a worldie like that, what can you do? But Robert, thank you so much for sending in your question. Mike Cunningham. This again was during the pod. He's put, I think Matt's right. Once Bond gets one, he may well go on a run and then get a few. Much the same way Tom Eves and Big V did, and go even further back like Cody McDonald and Bob Taylor. Not saying he will, but it's certainly possible. And look, I said it on the pod. Do you know what? It could even be just one that comes off the side of his face and goes in, off his backside and goes in. I think once he gets one, I think that confidence boost, that sort of... Look, I used to be a striker back in the day. That kind of rush you get when you do score a goal will come, and I just think, things will start falling for him. He is a talented player, and he's a player that I think we are very lucky to have at Gillingham Football Club. It's gutted at the moment. Things obviously haven't worked out, but look, he's been 4 or 5, whatever it is, games behind. He didn't have a pre-season. He's really just getting into it. I can put that last miss down to frustration. Just wanting to leather the ball and get it in the back of the net, but hitting it so hard you blast it over. That's football, but it will come, and I just think there is a striker there, and we just need to get it out. So, Mike, thank you so much for your question. Stuart Lewis, not that one. Another one. Apologies. Another one. So, with Bon firing blanks, do you feel we are missing the presence of a bully in the box style striker? Power and strength with no fear in the mould of Leo, Iffy, Bayer, and etc. Well, another one. I think technically that is what Macaulay Bonne is. He is a bit of a bully in the box. He does like to have a go at defenders. I think just at the moment he's not playing that role. He's playing a target man role, and because he's playing that target man role, we're not necessarily seeing the best of him in the box. Although, look, 3 chances that fell to him. The fact is he got in those chances. I think that's a great sign of things that are about to happen. The annoying thing is they haven't happened now, but they're about to happen. So thank you, so Stuart, thank you for sending in your message. Now Pip has sent in a message. Sorry, do you think it's time to put Max Clark in and push Scott Malone to midfield? Now, look, if you're going to be playing a 3-5-2 kind of formation, yeah, you could put Scott Malone out wide. My only concern I personally would have is if you're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1 kind of formation like we've been playing the last few weeks, who would you drop out? Would you drop Coleman out? No. Would you drop Sean Williams out? No, not at the moment. I think for me, having Scott Malone as a left back is a cheat code in this division. It really is. And I'll be honest, I feel really sorry for Max Clark. I really do. He's a talented footballer. I've been lucky enough to see him play a couple of games, and he is a really talented footballer. And I just feel so sorry for him because unfortunately, it's like putting a Ferrari up against a Fiat. It's that kind of matchup. Scott Malone is a cheat code at this level, and unfortunately for Max Clark, you up against Scott Malone, there's not much you can do. So, look, I'm sorry for him. I really do like Max. I think he's great to have around as that extra person. But yeah, I think, if you were to drop Sean Williams, then maybe, you could put Scott Malone into that central pairing with Ethan Coleman. But apart from that, no, unfortunately, Scott Malone, for me, he is that left back position is 100% his. But Pip, thank you so much for sending in your message. German Jills have emailed. So guys, if you don't follow the German Jills channel, highly recommend get on there, follow it, love it. It's an amazing channel, and I love what Reece does over there. So please give him guys a follow. By how much do you agree that though Bon hasn't scored, it's good that he's getting into right places? First off, all these questions seem to be about Bon, not my choice. Apart from the last one from Pip, thank you. But yeah, look, I think that's the key thing here. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when he first started that game, he first started. Yes, he got into the box, but he didn't really sort of get into any really good areas. What we're starting to see him at the moment do is get into those good areas, and that for me is 100% key here. He's getting into the areas. Okay, the finishing product hasn't happened as of yet. We are not far away. I don't think that if he scores next week in the first 5 minutes, you could probably bet on him to go on and score a game in that game. That's how I think confidence will work with him. So look, Reece, German Jules, thank you so much for sending in your question. But yeah, look, for me, I think the fact that he's getting in those right places is the key thing there. The goals will come. Right, any more? I think I did. There was one more that I had. Just bear with me for 1 second. Sod's Law. For some reason, it hasn't come onto my laptop, so let me just quickly open up good old X, as we now call it. Lee Clifton has tweeted in. I keep wanting to say email tonight. I don't know why. With Ollie Hawkins out injured for the foreseeable future, do you think Gillingham will look at the free agent market to sign another striker? And do you think, with hindsight in mind, Gillingham should have signed another striker on transfer deadline day? Lee, hindsight is a wonderful thing. Let me just get rid of that for a second. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, but for me personally, no, I think Macaulay Bon, we've kind of rolled the dice with him, and I think we're starting to see there is a player there. As I said, hopefully the goals will come. He is a natural goal scorer, so I think at this level it will happen. So not necessarily going out and buying another striker, because obviously at the time we didn't know the extent of Ollie Hawkins' injury. That being said, now obviously looking into the free market, look, my only argument will always be, if there's free agents out there, why aren't they with a club currently? If they're not with a club, what's the guarantee that they're going to be match fit? Do you take the risk? Look, there's probably some big names still out there, some people that could come in and do a trick for us, free agents. But look, they might be 5-6 weeks behind everyone to getting up to speed. You're not going to throw them in straight away. Obviously, I think they have to take into consideration how long Ollie is going to be out for. Is it going to be 4 weeks? Is it going to be 6 weeks? We don't know. Let's see what happens. But look, come January, obviously, if we're still looking not good, then 100% in January, let's go out and get another striker. But look, hindsight, yes. In hindsight, you'd think, why didn't we go out and get another striker? But that's your joy of hindsight, isn't it? But Lee, thank you so much for sending your question. But yeah, for me, I think we've got a good strike force there, and look, we've got players that aren't far away. George Lapsley, he's another striker. He'll be a proven goal scorer. Sorry, he'll be coming back. I know he's not a striker, but he'll be coming back. Look, Tom Nichols as well. We've got Ashley Madison. I think even Joe Bode. I think again, there's a player in there. I know he's yet to score for us, but I think he's a good option to have. Lewis Walker slowly coming back. So yeah, look, maybe January, Lee, but thank you so much for sending in your question, and please keep them coming in. Guys, look, thank you so much for watching. We're going to wrap it up here now with your comments. Get voting down below for your player of the week. So obviously you got your players there. For me, I'm going to just say Kai gets my vote. I've seen the goals. Please come go on the Gillingham Twitter page, have a look down. You can see them. Kai gets my vote. Not that I'm trying to sway you guys. I would never do that. Look, thank you for watching. Apologies, obviously, for not getting this out on Sunday morning. Sorry, this laptop decided that it didn't want to work. It went pop, and now all of a sudden she seems okay. But yeah, we've mixed up a little bit different. We're filming a little bit differently now. So I hope you like this idea. If you don't, let me know in the comments. If you do, let me know in the comments. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I just want to say one last shout out to Kanan Odell as well. So here at the ME7, thank you obviously for supporting the Jills, and we're thinking of you and your family right this now. But guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, up the Jills.